What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Hogwarts Legacy news that everybody else is already talking about. But let's go over. Let's see if we can figure out what exactly is coming to this game. I find it interesting how they worded it, and I gotta be real, I tweeted this too. It's definitely awesome, right? Like, regardless of what happens, at least right now, this is a great tweet, and it makes people excited, and it's cool to see additional things coming to the game, right? However, I am not going to get too excited. I really am not, because we just don't know exactly what is coming. And I will say, my controversial prediction to start, I don't think it's some like major DLC thing, and I guess I'll get into why I think that after we read it. So let's read the tweet. As we near the 1-year anniversary of Hogwarts, we wanted to let our community know that the Legacy PlayStation exclusive content will be available on all other platforms later this summer, along with additional updates and features for the game. Stay tuned in the coming months for more details. So, number one, that's good in terms of, okay, well, we'll find this stuff out hopefully February, March, April, right? We don't have to wait too long to figure out what is literally coming to the game. That's good. So, I mean, we can speculate, and speculating is fun, but we don't have to do it for all that long. Okay, in terms of what they're talking about, along with additional updates and features for the game. Here's why I don't think this is major DLC. I don't think that's how you word major DLC. It's actually as simple as that. Now, I will go into it a little bit more, but honestly, that's all I really got to say about it. I think if it was a major DLC thing, right, an expansion, whatever you want to say, I think you don't word it like that. I think you say DLC. I think you say expansion. I mean, like the hot words I just used, I literally think you would use that. Or you just wouldn't put it in the same tweet as this, right? Like, I get what they're doing because you have the thing expiring, right? The exclusivity thing. So you want to announce that, hey, you know, it is obviously going to come to other platforms. Now, it's odd because actually, you know, wasn't it supposed to end after a year? So I guess not just a year. You actually have to wait maybe closer to like a year and a half until you get it on other platforms, even though the deal ended. So that's not the greatest thing. But, you know, you're announcing it. You got to get ahead of it because it is ending, you know, next month. So I get why you do the tweet. And yeah, you know, if you have some extra things coming to the game, I suppose this is where you throw it in. But that's kind of my point, right? Because this is it's definitely not a throwaway thing. That's why I started the video off the way I did. It's exciting regardless. It's, you know, this game sells insane and people love it. And that, you know, we've talked about it a trillion times, right? That's great. Like, everything I said is great. You know, having anything come to this game is awesome, but I just don't think this is, well, it is game-changing because you're literally, you know, adding things to the game, but I don't think this is going to be this massive thing that maybe, I don't even know. Do people actually think this is going to be some major DLC? I've seen talk of, predictions, right? Like theories. New Game Plus, photo mode. Now, those are really good theories. So people that are saying that, and I mean, not even those things specifically, although those are good, you know, examples. Things like that, right? Quality of life like things. You know, I think to Spider-Man with like, hey, replaying missions to be able to get you, or changing like day to night, right? Like those kind of things that are not 100% expected to be in the base game, and you can say, okay, well, if there's going to be new stuff coming to the game, that makes sense to be the new stuff. That's kind of what I'm thinking for Hogwarts Legacy. Nothing earth-shattering. I've seen people like new companions. I mean, I really don't think so. Like that would be... And we've talked about this. What would you do for a full-on DLC? Well, you would do another season, right? So you do maybe like the summer months or whatever, and you would introduce maybe 1 or 2 companions. You have a new like gimmick. A gimmick not in like a negative way, but maybe it's like a mini game, like something that you really want to push on people, right? So you do that. You have a couple new spells. You add a few new spells to it. You upgrade and you improve and you add a few big things to the game for DLC. That's exactly what you do. I'm telling you right now. You have one big thing, whether it's Quidditch or whether it's Wizard's Chess, right? If you did DLC and you added 1 companion, Wizard's Chess, and 4 new spells, that would, and maybe like 1 small new area of the map, that would be your DLC. And I think that would be great. Like, that would be awesome. That would sell like hotcakes. Does the game need it? Not necessarily. Honestly, not necessarily. But would that be great? It absolutely would. But that's big. That's like, it's literally, that would be massive. So is that what they're talking about? I really don't think so. They make it sound like they're going to, obviously the exclusivity thing ends. They're bringing it. And then because they're bringing it, this is a good chance to add just a few little things, right? So let's add a photo mode. Let's add a new game plus. Let's do this or that. That would be, I think, in line with how, at least how I read the tweet. Now, how I read the tweet could be very different than how you read the tweet. That's fine, but that's just my own personal prediction, okay? Does it make sense to do DLC? Yes. Is a year and a half long enough to do it? It absolutely is. It really is, but we have talked about it before. I think they just kind of moved on to the next game. I'll be flat out honest with you. I would not be surprised if WB, right, the game comes out, and they got phone calls immediately, and they said, how fast can you get Hogwarts Legacy 2 out? Like, I'm not even kidding. You know what I mean? It made so much money. Maybe to them it came out of nowhere. I mean, a lot of us saw it coming, right? But these executives, they saw the money, and I guarantee you there were phone calls that said, okay, how long do we have to wait, till we make $1 billion again? So that's how I think those phone calls went down. And because of that, I mean, DLC would make them money, but DLC also slows them down, right? And now it could happen. It absolutely could happen. But if you spend a year and a half on DLC, even if it's not the full team, which it wouldn't be, right? It'd be a small part of the team. You're still slowing down to an extent. Maybe you're delaying Hogwarts Legacy 2 by 3 or 4 months because you did DLC that took a year. Like that the conversion's not perfect. But that's how it would literally work. So, could it happen? Yes. But I really feel like it's almost like all hands on deck. Let's make the second game, and maybe we can get this game out in 3 or 4 years. We don't have to wait 5, 6, 7 years to get the second one out. Maybe we can do it in 3 or 4, and we can. And this is not them thinking this. Maybe the executives, they can do it in less than the normal time. They can make us $1 billion again, and we can kind of just take off here, right? That's how I think it's gone down. So that's why I don't think they did DLC. And this is more of like a smaller thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel. We'll obviously be covering whatever comes to this game. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.